Hey, we gonna see on the 15th. My man.
Promotional efforts for the fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach are officially underway, and as expected, drama isn't far behind. Both fighters, along with their teams, showed up to kick off the promotion, but things quickly escalated. Davis and Roach took their heated online exchanges from X, formerly Twitter, to a real-life confrontation. Some fans believe the mind games are starting a bit too soon, considering it's only been a week since the fight was announced.
Tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it.
Facing a top-tier fighter like Gervonta Davis, Lamont Roach should be fully focused on intense training and preparation for the biggest fight of his career. However, instead of locking in, he's decided to engage in a social media war with a more accomplished opponent. The back and forth began when Roach fired a shot at Davis's team, saying, "I'm coming heavy for y'all. Trust me, I won't be like the others. I'm going to crush you."
You know what I'm saying? And that's just in height and stature. He was, technically bigger than Tank too. But, Tank is comfortable at.
This fired up Gervonta Davis, who stepped in and took a swing at Roach as he got closer. Tank kept taunting him, saying, "You're not gonna do anything, man. I'm gonna smoke you like the rest." As intense and dramatic as this may seem, it only adds to the anticipation for fight night. With their past history, fans can expect plenty of action and fireworks when they finally step into the ring.
You ain't going nowhere then, nigga. You ain't going nowhere, nigga.
Lamont Roach has been going all out against Gervonta Davis in a short span of time. Within a week, he's taken shots on X, formerly Twitter, and even appeared in a live interview with plenty to say about Tank. On December 14th, Roach, the junior lightweight champion, will step into the ring against Davis in Houston. While many critics have highlighted the weight difference, Roach insists it won't impact the fight's outcome. This high-stakes matchup will be a pay-per-view event with Davis's WBA title on the line.
135, so I don't blame him for fighting that way. But he's not a big 35. I don't see why people like, "Oh, you brought up a smaller guy, woo-de-woo, blah, blah, blah." I mean, like.
An interview with Najee Grampus on Cigar Talk, Lamont Roach dismissed concerns about the size difference, arguing that Gervonta Davis isn't the biggest lightweight. "Everybody he fights is damn near bigger than him," Roach said. "The only person smaller than him was Isaac Cruz, and that was just in height." While Roach currently competes at 130 lbs, he always planned to move up to 135 lbs to chase another title. "I fight at 130 because that's where I built my career, worked my way up, and won my world title," he explained.
To me personally, I'm not stunned there. You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep saying that. They're going to keep saying that. You know what I'm saying? I fight at 130 because that's what I campaigned at. That's why I started my career.
Roach also admitted that moving up in weight came sooner than expected, but he feels fully prepared to take on Davis in this new division. Holding a record of 25 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw, Roach has fought at the 130 lb limit since 2017. Before that, he typically weighed around 131 or 132 lbs, and in his early pro fights, he was over 134 lbs. When you're starting out, you don't have to make 130 lbs because you're not in title contention yet, he explained. On the other hand, Gervonta Davis, the 29-year-old from Baltimore, has built an impressive career moving through multiple weight classes.
Where I campaigned, that's why I worked my way up to a world title, and that's what I was going to do. My plan was always to move up to 35 and win another title. So
Davis started his career as a featherweight in 2013, but it was in 2017 that he made his mark in the junior lightweight division by knocking out Jose Pedraza to win a world title. Since then, he has competed in multiple weight classes, including lightweight and junior welterweight, before settling back at 135 lbs. Both fighters have a slight height difference. Roach stands at 1.70 meters, while Davis is 1.65 on, further supporting the argument that physical size won't be a major factor in the outcome of the fight.
35 fights, when a boxer starting their career, you don't necessarily have to make 130 pounds because we're not in title contention.
Lamont Roach pointed out that while Gervonta Davis may be comfortable at 135 lbs, he doesn't see him as a big lightweight. Meanwhile, Davis previously dismissed Roach's skills, saying he's no different from the last 30 fighters he has defeated. Davis also advised Roach to stay quiet and humble until fight night, when he would receive a low-key punishment.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm getting at is I dominated Hector. I dropped Hector. I heard him before I dropped him. And they still...
But Roach isn't interested in a quiet victory. He wants the winner to be loud and bold. He even called out Frank Martin, claiming he would never show up to a fight as timidly as Martin did. Roach is determined to change the narrative, but can he really back up his words? Their heated exchange on X, formerly Twitter, was just the beginning. There's much more to this rivalry. This fight also highlights Gervonta Davis's star power, as he once again had the privilege of handpicking his opponent. Fans weren't thrilled about the fight announcement, as Roach is unproven against elite competition like Gervonta Davis. Plus, moving up from a lighter division puts him at a disadvantage, even though he holds the WBA super featherweight title. Despite the lack of excitement from fans, both fighters have been hyping up the matchup. Their war of words on X, formerly Twitter, intensified when Roach tried to troll the WBA lightweight champion, only to receive a sharp response from Davis.
135, so I don't blame him for fighting that way. But he's not a big 35. I don't see why people like, oh, you brought up a smaller guy, woo-de-woo, blah, blah, blah. I mean, like...
The exchange began when heavyweight boxer Marcellus Williams asked Gervonta Davis about the camp fees to spar with him, hoping to sharpen his skills. However, Lamont Roach Jr. quickly jumped in, replying, "He's going to need to spar you, bro. Funny." Davis immediately questioned what Roach meant by the comment, prompting Roach to quote a fan's reaction that explained the joke. This only added more fuel to their growing rivalry. Roach quoted a fan's reply that read, translation, "You need to spar someone heavy cause he's coming with it," clarifying the meaning behind his tweet. According to the fan, Davis should prepare by sparring bigger opponents ahead of their December fight. While Davis may see this as an easy matchup, Roach views it as his chance to make a name for himself and boost his reputation.
To me personally, I'm not stunned. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna keep saying it. They're gonna keep saying it. You know what I'm saying? I fight at 130 because that's what I campaigned at. That's why I started my career.
Tank didn't let the comments slide. He fired back, saying, "I advise you not to talk so much. It can be bad for you. You already know that." His message was clear. Roach should do his talking in the ring, not online. Davis also warned Roach about the consequences of provoking the WBA lightweight champion, but Roach wasn't backing down. He clapped back, insisting he's not like the other opponents Davis has faced before. Their back and forth only intensified. From there, over the years, Tank has faced criticism for carefully selecting his opponents. Roach responded, saying, "You must think I'm just another one of those guys you fought, LOL. Cut it out, Measy," making it clear to the Baltimore native that this fight won't be like his previous ones. Despite coming from a lower weight class, Roach is determined to take on the challenge and pull off a major upset. However, Gervonta Davis kept his response measured, making it clear that he plans to do his talking in the ring.
This between us both already, that we competed twice before in 2 close fights in the amateurs, and that you know what I'm saying, like,
he responded to Reaper's tweet with a simple say nothing, asserting his dominance over the WBA super featherweight champion. This online back and forth has added more excitement to the fight. The bout will take place at 135 lbs with the WBA lightweight title on the line. For Roach, this is the biggest fight of his career, and since his own title isn't at stake, he can step into the ring with less pressure. Roach is moving up from 130 lbs, where he holds the WBA title, to challenge Tank at 135 lbos. He believes he presents a much tougher challenge than Frank Martin, whom Tank defeated in 8 rounds last June. Respectfully, I'm not Frank Martin, the 29-year-old said on Cigar Talk. Frank started boxing at 15. He didn't have the experience to go up against someone as skilled and seasoned as Tank.
Both break bread, we get it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a big fight.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
always been
always
love.
knew, it always been love for sure. But I always knew that right here would come because he's one of the best, and I know for 100% for a fact that I'm one of the best. You know what I'm saying? So
I've got the same skill level as Tank, the same experience, the reflexes, the ability, and without a doubt, the ring IQ, Roach confidently stated. He has faced Davis twice in the amateurs, losing both times by decision. Since his unanimous decision loss to Jamel Herring in 2019 for the WBC super featherweight title, the Washington native has won 6 straight fights. He claimed the WBA title in November 2023 with a split decision win over Hector Luis Garcia, the same fighter Tank knocked out 10 months earlier. Davis, who hails from nearby Baltimore, has an impressive record, winning 28 of his 30 fights by knockout, but Roach insists his chin can withstand the 29-year-old's power.
Released to the public, we know now, December 14th, Houston, Texas, he's going to be facing a very tough opponent in Lamont Roach.
What makes people think I'll end? Up like those guys who lacked experience and skill, Roach said. I think I've got a solid chin. I've taken some good shots, but no one has ever dropped me, and no one has ever seen me hurt in a fight. The power might be different, but I can handle it. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis is still riding high from his dominant victory over Frank Martin this past June. His brutal 8th round knockout further solidified his status as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport today.
Released to the public, we know now, December 14th, Houston, Texas, he's going to be facing a very tough opponent in Lamont Roach. Can you tell us a little bit about the history between them two?
Oh man, they've been knowing it.
Fueled by his dominant victory, the lightweight champion sent a subtle warning to his next opponent, Lamont Roach. Tank showed no mercy against Frank Martin in their June 15th showdown at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, completely controlling the fight before delivering a knockout at 2:29 of the 8th round. Following the win, many expected Davis to take on one of the top contenders at 135 lbs like Shakur Stevenson or Vasily Lomachenko. However, the reaction from fans hasn't been as enthusiastic as the champion might have hoped.
Cover from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, you know. Roach and him back and forth battles and whatnot. It's gonna be a pretty interesting fight, you understand, because Roach.
In a recent Instagram post, Tank Davis shared a photo of his knockout win over Frank Martin. The image captures him celebrating while his opponent lies on the canvas. He captioned it, December, Houston, the one, long live baby Frank, hinting at his next fight. This post is the latest jab in the ongoing war of words between Davis and Roach, which has been heating up since their matchup was announced in late September.
Always, he come to fight, and I think it's a great fight. Everybody talking all that stuff about, why Roach? Because he signed and took the fight, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for...
Just last Friday, Gervonta Davis decided to weigh in on an old rivalry after news broke that Devin Haney had filed a lawsuit against his last opponent. Haney is accusing Ryan Garcia of battery, fraud, and unjust enrichment over their April fight. The highly controversial bout saw Garcia dominate Haney, knocking him down 3 times in a brutal performance and winning on points. However, it was later revealed that Garcia failed multiple drug tests both the day before and the day of the fight. As a result, his team reached a settlement with the New York Commission, leading to a 1-year ban, a $1 million fine, and his win being overturned to a no contest. Now, Haney is taking things further with legal action.
Yeah, someone like Devin, you know what I mean, talk all that trash and then overlook my opponent and then get knocked out.
Tank Martin was really confident in this press conference.
Attorney Pat English detailed in a 16-page filing that Devin Haney is seeking punitive damages, which go beyond Standard compensation. The lawsuit states, at no time did Devin Haney consent to fight an opponent who tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug. Had he known, he would not have gone through with the bout. The filing also claims that the New York Commission wouldn't have sanctioned the fight if it had been aware of Garcia's failed drug test or his IV use. Adding to the controversy, Garcia later bragged about being high as during the fight, which according to the lawsuit not only disrespects the sport of boxing, but also damages the reputation of the New York State Athletic Commission.
For today, that not only is he going to secure a win, but that he's going to get a knockout. How much of that do you think is false confidence?
He's crazy to think that. I mean, but it's boxing, so anything can.
The lawsuit argues that Ryan Garcia's actions, along with those who assisted him, show a high level of dishonesty and moral wrongdoing, bordering on criminal indifference to his responsibilities. Attorney Pat English stated that Garcia's behavior demonstrated willful negligence, recklessness, and a conscious disregard for the rights of others. Regarding the battery claim, English emphasized that Haney never agreed to fight someone who had taken performance-enhancing drugs. His consent was strictly for a fair bout under the established rules, the filing states. Therefore, Garcia's physical contact during the fight is being classified as non-consensual.
I wouldn't say like he's wild for thinking that, but he gonna have to try hard though.
Yeah.
Best believe he gonna have to try hard.
So how?
The lawsuit claims that Devin Haney suffered significant damages, including physical injuries, reputational harm worth millions, and emotional distress. The fraud allegation is tied to Garcia's signed documents promising not to use performance-enhancing drugs, while the unjust enrichment claim argues that Garcia shouldn't be allowed to keep his fight purse or pay-per-view earnings. News of the lawsuit has shaken the boxing world, but one notable figure who initially stayed silent was Haney's lightweight rival, Gervonta Davis. Despite their past rivalry, Davis has remained friendly with Garcia since their fight last year.
Confident are you're going to get a win on Saturday?
I'm very confident, but again, boxing, you never know, so I'm being cautious and things like that.
I mean, we saw what happened with the Haney and Garcia fight.
Yeah.
In response to a fan who pointed out the contradiction in Team Haney's statements, recalling that Bill Haney once said they were sending Devin in to kill Ryan Garcia, Davis kept his reaction brief. He replied, "Crazy how life works," seemingly mocking the situation. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis's name is making headlines for a completely different reason. Tensions between Tim DeJoux and his promoter, Takai Alalshek, continue to escalate with every public exchange.
It's come together, our promotions has just won. What do you think about that? You think it's a possibility?
That would never happen because everybody don't agree with me.
You don't think it'll happen?
On the same page. Everybody not.
It looks like Tim DeJoux's relationship with his promoter is beyond repair, as the Australian champion has now openly engaged in a war of words with him. However, boxing fans are split on the situation. Notably, DeJoux, 29, was set to face Virgil Ortiz Jr., while Terence Crawford aimed to capture the welterweight title against Israel Madrimov. However, DeJoux was removed from the high-profile Saudi-backed event in the US. This decision didn't sit well with him, and in response, he has now cut ties with his former promoter.
That would have been happening.
Tank, you once mentioned that your hit list consisted of Devin, Lamont, and Shakur. Is that still the same hit list?
Chu's former promoter didn't hold back, stating, "I will not work with Tim. Let him do things his way. He doesn't understand." It didn't take long for DeJoux to fire back with a sharp response. Appearing on Mo Boxing No Problem, Chu, who holds a 24-1 record, listened as the interviewer drew a comparison between him, Gervonta Davis, and Canelo Alvarez. Referencing Davis's recent comments, the interviewer said, "It's you, Gervonta, Davis, and Canelo." Tank said something interesting. He said, "Guys like me and Canelo, we don't have to kiss the ring because we can sell."
It's every year, anybody at 135. It's not. Yeah.
Are you interested in being undisputed at 135?
Yeah, for sure.
Gervonta, he doesn't like.
The host then pointed out how Gervonta Davis sells fights in America, Canelo Alvarez fills arenas in Mexico, and Tim DeJoux does the same in Australia. When asked about Davis's comment, Tiju agreed, saying, "Yeah, to a certain extent, yeah. We don't have to, as they say, sell our soul for money." Tiju's statement sparked debate among fans, with many heading to the comment section to share their thoughts. One fan referenced the ongoing controversy surrounding Diddy's extravagant parties, writing, "How is it selling your soul? They're acting like they have to get in Diddy's pool. All they're doing is fighting. Fighters in Riyadh are getting paid big money to put on a show for the fans. That's why more high-stakes fights are happening there now."
Should we expect to buy stop it? It's so you can tell it's around. You know it's already going on another.
Another user pointed out Tishu's past relationship with Turki Alalshik, commenting, "But wasn't he on the Crawford undercard put together by Turki before he pulled out?" Notably, Tishu's promoter No Limit had previously suggested that Alalshik was using the situation to promote and push Terrence Bud Crawford, who is also the Riyadh season ambassador. Some fans praised Tiju for speaking up, but others worried about the potential fallout. One user wrote, "I'm glad folks are speaking up, but hopefully he doesn't get cancelled now. Given the financial influence of Alalshik and the massive opportunities Riyadh offers fighters, very few have turned down the chance to work with him." That's all for now. For the best updates on boxing news, moments, events, and more, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a drop. Until next time, peace out.